definitely remembering my start in the VIPNET company was not performing. We had 7 years of continuous decline of the profit and revenues, and that also put the pressure on the future investment. So what we could say today, actually we were successfully reversing the trend. The company is in the last 2 years growing, and not only in the revenues but also in the profit. And this is also translated in our investments. Actually, first year in the company we invested in Croatia around 65 million euros. Last year we invested almost 80 million euros, and we continuously reinvesting most of the profit back to the infrastructure. So I think that's the big change. Company is again growing, is recognized as the strong contender on the market, and also entering to the new fields. We are now a much stronger player on the fixed market thanks to our investment into fixed infrastructure, but also thanks to the acquisition of Metronet. So we are now not only convergent player on the residential market but also in the B2B. And recently with our moves into ICT, we see also strong opportunity of the growth, because the customers in B2B but also in the B2C, they are more and more inclined to ask us for more complex solutions in ICT. So that's, I would say, overall good prospects of the company, and I could again repeat that this is not short-term picture. We are strongly convinced that we can build on that story also in coming years. Croatia is in general not standing very well in comparison with other countries, you know, and this year, DESI report showed that actually we are one of the last countries in Europe thanks to the lack of investment into the fixed infrastructure. And here I think VIPNET is playing extremely important role. Like we did in the mobile market, we brought a lot of competition, we brought the new services. By us entering to the fixed market, we see a significant improvement for the customers. And if you look at the last 3 years, we accelerated investments into the fixed infrastructure, not only into the number of the citizens who could use the future-proof technology, but also in the quality of the internet. We have still a lot of citizens in Croatia using the ADSL technology, which is offering speeds around 2 megabits per second. And actually our investments into the fiber, we are entering this year 13 cities, but also in the cable, will offer the customers minimum speed of 100 megabits per second and up to 1 gigabit per second. So that's the significant contribution to the digital transformation of the Croatian society. But we also recognize that there is the limit of rollout of the fiber and cable in the country due to the landscape of the country and economical sense of such investment. So there is a very strong belief that combination of the fiber cable infrastructure together with the 4G and 5G mobile technology will bring the full competition, not only in the cities but also outside of cities. So recently we launched a homebox solution and office box solution that is actually offering high-speed internet on the mobile technology. It has very strong demand on the market, and actually in the regions where customers were limited by the offer of the incumbent, actually they now can enjoy our technologies. And our commitment is that in the coming years we will further accelerate the rollout in the fiber. So we want to open more cities in Croatia, but in parallel we will strengthen the LTE and later on 4G plus, 4.5G and 5G technology, so we could effectively bring the digital society agenda of the government also to the rural areas of Croatia. So actually there is a much stronger competition in Croatia. Actually there is no player on the Croatian market with the higher market share than 35%. This is not the situation in Croatia. We have now incumbent who is controlling Optima and though controlling 80% of the market. So that's the big difference. And actually that also is then reflected in the speed of the investment in the new technologies and competition. So there is, I would say, on the pricing and data allowances, Croatian market is weaker than Czech Republic. Actually, this is very visible on the DESI index. Czech Republic was scoring very much better than Croatia. So the main, I would say, attribute of the prices and investment is actually competition. And we strongly believe that the situation in Croatia is disbalanced, and we try with our investment to create a more competitive environment.